Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This introductory video will let you know what you can expect when you come to visit. So it's going to cover what the channel is about, who I am, how to contact me, and for those who are interested, which software I'm using to put all of this together. So first, what this channel is about. In short, learning. This is going to be a place for me to teach things that are not easily taught elsewhere. I'll scratch itches that can be taught in the public education system. These will include topics in math, in physics, in education, particularly in the area of assessment, as well as some software-related videos that may come up from time to time, and any other content requests I receive that I feel confident with teaching. What you can expect, at least in the early months, anything that I've previously done for Bureau42.com, that's a website I've been working for, or writing for, I should say. There's no paychecks involved. Since late 2000. And there's a section, it's on the right if you're looking at a desktop or at the bottom on mobile, that's Bureau 42 Teaches. That's where I'll be drawing the early lessons from. That includes teaching tidbits, which are random one-offs, how to calculate square roots by hand, how to turn any repeating decimal into a fraction, that sort of thing. I also did a series on assessment as part of summer school projects, a series on the theory of relativity, and a series on quantum mechanics. Those were all part of our summer school when I was doing those. Those will all be converted into this format on a schedule I can't promise right now, as well as the Math from Scratch series where I was building all of math a piece at a time. Future plans I have include a series that's just the math you need to succeed in introductory physics, so emphasis on the trigonometry for decomposing vectors and that sort of thing. And this will be non-calculus based. Calculus is an entire course in and of itself. I would also like to do a course on linear algebra, and again, I am open to requests. So who am I? Why would you be coming to my channel to learn this stuff instead of any of the many other channels that were out there? Well, I'm a lifelong learner and professional teacher. My name is Blaine Dowler, in case you didn't catch that from the title slide. It's also at the bottom of this slide, and every slide. My first plan when I graduated from high school was to go into physics research. So I got a bachelor's degree in physics, specifically specialization in experimental particle physics, or specialization in physics from the University of Alberta, and then the master's one is in experimental particle physics, where I did a thesis that was essentially quality control on one piece of the ATLAS detector at CERN, specifically part of the hadronic end-cap calorimeter. What I found when I was doing my master's is that teaching the labs was far more engaging, interesting, and rewarding for me personally than doing the research, so I decided to make the switch. So following those physics degrees, I got a Bachelor of Ed, physics major, math minor. And upon graduation, I spent 15 years with a very well-known tutoring corporation, and now I teach in a traditional classroom. So if you want to contact me, you are encouraged to do so. You can do that with feedback, with things you like that I shouldn't change, things that you feel I could be doing better and can improve upon. You can also send in your content requests. One way to do that is with the email that is linked to this channel, which is visible there, fiziko@gmail.com. And the other way is to post comments on this specific video. Comments posted on other videos will also be checked, but I think trying to keep them all in one place will help others see if it's already been suggested and what I've said about it. So the comments are held for moderation. I plan to really only block spam and other things like that. If you make a request in the comments, I will respond in the comments saying, okay, it's on the list, it's not on the list because, that sort of thing. For those who are curious about the software that I'll be using and did use to put this together, well, most of the software I use is freely available, and I chose them for reasons. So the slides, I'm using the Beamer document class in LaTeX, That is a free document formatting system that has a little bit of a learning curve. It's more of a markup language. So it's more like doing a web page like I did in the 90s, rather than web pages now, than it is like a word processor. So you write text describing formatting of things that you like, but it's free and it does math better than anything else I've seen, which was kind of the point of the creation of Tech. LaTeX was Leslie Lamport's addition to it, where he put in some wrappers and macros to make it more user-friendly. And this presentation is specifically with the Beamer document class. I then use TechMaker and MikTeX to generate that LaTeX. I record the videos using OBS Studios. And then use Audacity, as I do for my podcasts, to clean up the audio of the videos so they will sound better for those listening. And then I use HitFilm Express to take that clean audio and marry it with the video. The times when I do use whiteboards, I'm using Limnu. For these videos, I'm using the free version. For other teachers out there, the teacher paid version is well worth it. It's $50 a year. But I like the fact that anything I teach on those whiteboards is then available to my students indefinitely. I can share the links and they can go back and see those notes again when they are reviewing for class. I use those for a couple of lessons here already, but in the long term I have decided to switch to these presentations because a whiteboard makes sense in class where you know people are taking notes live. That makes sure I am going at a pace where people can write it all down because I am also writing it all down. But for YouTube videos, I think prepared slides make a lot more sense. You can move through it more quickly, and those who wish to take notes may simply pause and write it down at any time. So this wraps up the introduction to this channel and the trailer for the content I have. And again, please go to the comments if there's any specific requests and any content that you'd like to see. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this content.